All right, so here we go. The chicken's done. I'm gonna scrape off all the onions and seasoning. Now, this cooked about 45 minutes. Whoops. So I'm gonna take the chicken out. Stick it on the plate. And then pick out the cinnamon sticks. And start to heat this up again. I'm a little anal about keeping all the flavor in there. Now, so you want to heat this back up. This is the onions and all the seasoning and all the chicken juice with the 2 cups of water. So what I'm going to do is, in this I've beaten 6 eggs. I've beaten them up so they're frothy and all perfectly mixed up. We're going to heat this up, add the eggs to it, and keep stirring and cooking until all of it dries out. And you'll have basically eggs and the onions mixture with all the seasoning. That's the foundation of the dish. So we'll get that to a boil. Got some more of the onions out of here. You want all this delicious seasoning and flavor. Now it's coming to a boil, you can see. So before it comes to a boil, I want to add the eggs because I don't want them to scramble right away. So I'm going to add this egg mixture. Now, I think we let it cool down for about 45 minutes, if I remember correctly. And now I'm going to start stirring this all up. And you want the eggs to be all evenly distributed and keep scraping the sides down. I made this for my dentist and she went crazy over it. And this is all because of Fadi. I would have never have known about this dish unless Fadi told me it was his favorite dish. So, Fadi, you have to tell me more Moroccan dishes to make. Now you can see it starting to scramble and thicken up. What you want to do is have the eggs absorb all of the delicious juices. Now this is what I was talking about earlier. When you add too much oil, when all this egg mixture mixes down, there will be oil left. You don't want that. So what I normally do when that happens is put this with a paper towel or a coffee filter. Now you can see it's starting to thicken up. And the whole point of this is to get the eggs and onions and all the seasonings mixed together. And this is the foundation, the base of the Bastilla. You can use ghee if you want instead of oil. You see how it's starting to dry out? You want it to all dry out, so it's just basically the eggs and onions. Mafalda, you should show your mom this and make sure that I'm making it right, because I know you don't know how to cook. So it looks like I might have to put this through a strainer unless I let it cook down. Now at this point you don't have to season it or anything because you've already put that turmeric and that ginger and cinnamon and salt and pepper in it, and it smells amazing. I wish you could smell it. So we're gonna let this steam off and cook a little bit. And then bring the chicken over to our workbench. So you can see the egg mixture is like really coming along. So we're gonna let this steam and get rid of some of that liquid. Then come over to our chicken. So with your chicken, you're gonna like, you want this to you want to shred this. So I'm gonna pick off pieces of the chicken and then pull it apart in little strings. So basically you just keep taking chicken off, and I mean, you could probably cut it up, but this is traditionally, I think, how it's made. All the recipes I researched and looked at said that it should be in strings. The longer you cook it, the easier it becomes to like pull apart, and it literally falls off the bone. I probably took it out a little too, it's still hot, but I probably took it off a little too early. Now, the last time I made this, which I'm heating up for lunch right now, I used chicken thighs because the dark meat is more moist and tastes better. But this time I'm using the whole chicken, which is what most recipes call for. So while this happens, now we have to brown our almonds a little bit and make them golden. So once I look over and see that the egg mixture is dry enough, I'm going to put that in a couple of paper towels so it drains, because you don't want it to be real liquidy. And I'm going to keep doing this chicken. Let's go check our egg mixture. This looks perfect. So what I'm going to do is put this in a bowl. So I'm going to scoop out the egg mixture and put it in this bowl. Oops. Okay. And then I'm going to put a rack for top of this. And then because I don't have any coffee filters, because our coffee machine doesn't have coffee filters, I'm going to put paper towels on this over top, then flip it over and let it drain. And if you look underneath, you'll see all the liquid draining out of the egg mixture, because you want it to be dry. If you put it in to the Bastilla when it's still wet, it's going to like ruin the whole thing. So, oh, ouch. Now we're going to You see it all leaking out? That's what you want. So now I'm going to put a little bit of oil in my pan, heat it up, and we're going to brown our almonds. And you can use almonds or pine nuts or whatever you want. I'm going to put paper towels over here. So the oil's getting a little hot. Now when you're making almonds like golden brown, you really have to stay on top of it, because when you pull the almonds off, the oil is still hot and it's going to burn them. So once they start turning brown, you want to get them out, get them right off, and to cool down. This is probably way more almonds than I need, but I love toasted almonds. And then after we brown these almonds, oops, we're going to let them cool, and then we're going to come back and assemble the Bastilla. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but you're going to love this. We're actually heating some up in the oven right now. For lunch.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's leaking over the counter. And this is all because of Fadi, because he told me it was his favorite dish. I've asked other friends in Iraq and other places in the world, and nothing compares to this dish so far. Whoops, this will make a mess. You got to keep moving them because they burn very quickly. If you use pine nuts, it would be like, you have to really be on top of it. But once they start smelling aromatic, like I'm smelling now, you can see they're starting to turn a little bit golden brown. We're going to pull them off right before they start turning brown, because if they turn black, they're going to be ruined. There's a couple casualties rolling off in the stove top. Darius is being really quiet.
And then all just watching you make this.
You see them turning browner. You see that they're right now starting to turn more golden brown. This is what we want. So now you got to keep moving quicker, because as you can see, some are cooking more than others. So you keep like moving them around. Do you see them turning brown?
They smell good, yeah.
They're getting there. See, they're getting browner. Oops. All right, so now what you do is, because they're getting brown, we're going to put them out on some paper towel so they can cool off.